Hey, what's up, y'all? This is My Over the Competitive Life. I'm Charles Chapman. It's been a long time since I did a video, and somebody asked me today, are you not doing your sports posts anymore? Are you not doing your posting? And I was like, well, I work too much. I'm working two jobs now. It's kind of a weird change of pace from last year when nobody was working, and I was sitting at home all the time with the pandemic and all that stuff. Now I'm working two jobs. I'm pretty blessed to do that, which there's a lot of people out there that, despite the job market being pretty available, there are a lot of people that aren't working at all. And so I'm blessed to be able to say, no, I'm working two jobs right now. So I really haven't had a lot of time to sit down and like create content and put out, videos and stuff like that and write my blog and stuff. But I got to thinking, you know what? It's football season. We kicked it off last night. It was the Dallas Cowboys against the defending champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I was really hoping to get this video done before that game started, but I did not have the time to get this thing done, the video done at all. So today I decided, yesterday I decided, but let's do the, football season preview for the NFL. NFL football is back, and so I thought, let's break it down. Let's do my predictions like I did last year. So I broke it down last night and this morning, who I think is going to win which games and what, and the regular season, playoffs, Super Bowl champion, and all that stuff. And it's kind of got a pretty neat one for you there. It's going to be a different pick than what I think a lot of people would pick. But we'll start off kind of predict, telling you who I thought was going to win the regular season, and then we'll go from there. Who I think is going to make the playoffs, where they're going to be seated, and playoff predictions, how I think the playoffs will unfold, and who I think is going to win the Super Bowl. So today I just want to start off with the NFC, the AFC West, the Wild West, as I think it is right now. It's a pretty good division with a lot of gunslingers out there. Seattle, Russell Wilson, you got Arizona's got Kyler Murray, and there's a couple of guys in San Francisco that are supposed to be pretty good, and then the Rams, of course, are bringing the old man and Stafford in, and I think that's going to do them a lot of good because Stafford revived his career in LA with the Rams. I think all that sunshine and those beaches, he's a California boy, I think, so I don't think it'll do him a lot of good, but I don't think the Rams are going to make the playoffs, but I think it'll be definitely a really good revival year for Matthew Stafford's career in LA. I got the Rams going 11-6 and finishing in the bottom of that wild division right there, with the 49ers finishing third at 11-6 as well, being by virtue of the tiebreaker. They beat out the Rams. I think Kyler Murray in Arizona, they picked up a few pieces in the offseason. I think Arizona goes 12-5. But this is Seattle's division this year. I think they were like it's been in recent years. I take the Seahawks 13-4 to win the NFC West. And in the NFC North division, this is another year for me that I think the NFC North is going to be down, not exactly great. Detroit, I think they struggle without Stafford even worse than they normally do, and I think they go 4-13. I got the Minnesota going to 9-8. They might be better than I think they are, but I think they're a 9-8 football team. And Chicago, a lot of people think they're going to go with Justin Fields. Andy Dalton's the guy right now in Chicago, but I really think no matter which way they go, they're going to struggle. They're going to go 10-7. That defense is really, really good, but the offense leaves a lot to be desired. So I feel like Chicago finishing second in the North Division, going 10-7, and Green Bay. Should be a good year for Green Bay, but I still feel like they win the North Division, barely beating out Chicago. They go 10-7. And then the NFC South, Tampa Bay, Tom Brady's division. Got to be another easy year for the Buccaneers, I believe. They surprised me last year with how they performed. I really thought that was going to be New Orleans division last year, and it ended up not being New Orleans division. This year, of course, Atlanta. New head coach, new system. Who knows what they do? But I got them going 2-15. I don't think they're going to do very, very well this year. The Carolina Panthers, I think they're going to get better and better this year, but I think they go 5-12 to finish third. And in New Orleans, I think they go But the quarterback carousel that they've got going on right now, I am not 100% sold on New Orleans. I think they go 8-9, especially, in a year like this where they're dealing with the uncertainty of Hurricane Ida and the aftermath of what's going on down there in New Orleans. Like I said, this is Tampa Bay's division. This is Tom Brady's division. I think the Buccaneers, they proved last night that they're a tough team to beat. I mean, they beat the Cowboys last night 31-29. So I got the Buccaneers going 15-2, what should be a pretty easy division for them to run through. And that leaves the NFC East. This is a division, the NFC East, I feel a lot of people are doubting the NFC East. I think this is definitely a better division this year than it has been in the last couple of years. It's not the trashy division that everybody thinks it is. That would be the South division as far as I'm concerned if you're talking about NFC divisions. But the New York Giants, I don't think they can stay healthy. I think they go 3-14 and finish in the cellar. Dallas, a lot of people feel like this is a team that could go pretty well and go pretty far. Dak is healthy, Zeke is healthy, but Dallas is Dallas. As far as I'm concerned, they always struggle in December when they shouldn't. They always lose games they shouldn't. Yeah, there's always one injury or another that seems to always cost them the season. And I feel like this is going to be another one of those years for Dallas. I feel like they go 9-8, and this to me, this is the Washington football team's division to win right now, and there's no reason why they shouldn't win the NFC East. But they've got to go through the gauntlet of 2 games against Dallas and 2 games against Philadelphia, the other 2 tough teams in that division, to finish the last month of the season, the last 4 weeks. And I think that's really unfair for them. They go, I believe it's hosting Philadelphia, head to Dallas, head to Philly, and then they finish up with a home game against the Dallas Cowboys. But I don't see them going 4-0 through that at all. I really don't think they will. I've got them losing at least one of those games and giving Philadelphia the edge in that division. So Washington football team 11-6, despite that really strong defensive line. Philadelphia steals a game from them and finishes 12-5 and wins the NFC East. I mean, that could probably not shake out their way. Washington might surprise us. Dallas might surprise us. But I feel like Philadelphia sneaks it out. Jalen Hurts and all that stuff. Then who knows? But that's my thoughts on that division. The AFC, I got the AFC West. Kansas City, as usual. That's their division usually. So I get the Denver Broncos, new quarterback, but I think they go 5-12, finish in the cellar. The Las Vegas Rams should be better this year, but 7-10, I'm giving them that kind of nod right there. The Chargers definitely will be a better football team this year than they were last year. And I give them the 10-7, finish second in that division behind Kansas City, who I feel goes 13-4. And I get the AFC North division. Should be a pretty good division, probably the toughest division in the AFC by far. And Cincinnati, I think if they get better, they should go 6-11 this year. I'm predicting them to go 6-11. I got Baltimore. Baltimore should have been the divisional winner in this one. I really thought that they were going to be a Super Bowl contender, and at this point, with all the running backs that they've had go down, I got Baltimore finishing 8-9 and kind of struggling through that division. I got Pittsburgh. Not exactly going to get out to the start that they had last year. I think they go 10-7 and manage to finish second in that division. I think this is Cleveland's year to win the AFC North. I'm sorry. Baker Mayfield, I feel like they should be able to be healthy and put it in a better year this year than they did last year where they were dealing with injuries. So I got Cleveland winning the North Division, going to 11-6, topping out Pittsburgh by a game. And the AFC South, this is arguably the worst division in all of the AFC. The South Division, Houston, of course, they're dealing with their quarterback issues there. Deshaun Watson does not want to be in Houston. Houston has said at this point they're not going to dress him. They're not going to dress him supposedly because of all the sexual misconduct allegations, all that stuff that's came out of the woodwork in this offseason and everything. So Houston says they're not going to dress him for games, and I think that's going to be the beginning of the end in Houston for a lot of those guys. They're going to go 3-14, I believe. Jacksonville, new head coach, new quarterback. I feel like they could definitely improve in that division, and I think they'll definitely get a couple wins. Surprise a few people. They're not going to go very far, but I've got Jacksonville going 4-13 and finishing third in the South Division. Indianapolis, Carson Wentz is not the guy in Indianapolis. He's not going to be the guy. They've got a few other quarterbacks there, but pretty good defense in Indianapolis. Pretty tough. Not the toughest, but a tough defense right there. But offensively, I think they're lacking. I got the Colts going 7-10, and then the Tennessee loaded on offense, questionable on defense, but I got Tennessee going 13-4 and winning a really easy South Division, and then that leaves us the AFC West or AFC East. I'm sorry, Jets. Everybody knows that this was a team that one win, two win, one win, two win kind of team the last couple of years. I think they'll surprise a few people. They'll pick up a few wins that they should not win, and I think they go 6-11 under a rookie head coach, rookie quarterback, and they go 6-11. I got them finishing last in that division though, with the Patriots finishing 7-10. Belichick getting rid of Cam Newton because of the COVID vaccination thing, so that's going to be a really interesting thing. I think they're putting a little too much trust in the rookie quarterback and Mac Jones, so I really don't believe in New England right now. 7-10, I feel like they go there. The Miami Dolphins should be able to help that team take another step forward. They should get better. I got them going 8-9 this year. Not exactly a playoff team, but 8-9, and probably looking better in year 3 for Tua and the Dolphins. I got the Bills winning that division as they did last year, 13-4. So for me, that's the kind of rounds up my divisional teams right there, which leaves record-wise the Kansas City getting the bye in the first round for the AFC, and Tampa Bay getting the bye in the first round for the NFC, and so that shakes out with number 2 seed Seattle hosting 7 seed Chicago, 3 seed Philadelphia hosting 6 seed Washington, and 4 seed Green Bay hosting 5 seed Arizona in the NFC. And in the AFC was 7 seed Baltimore heading to 2 seed Tennessee, 6 seed Pittsburgh heading to Buffalo, the 3 seed, and then the Chargers of the 5 seed heading to Cleveland, the 4 seed in the wild card round for the AFC. And I feel like this is going to be a year where a lot of people, it's easy to predict and say, oh, Tampa Bay is going to win the Super Bowl with Tom Brady returning 22 starters, which is unheard of. There's only been a handful of teams that have done that. Or Kansas City is going to get back to the Super Bowl. They're going to win it. I think there's going to be a little bit of a twist this year between those two teams and what's going to go on in the playoffs. I got the Chicago Bears somehow going into Seattle and upsetting the number 2 seed Seahawks, which gets them with second round, a divisional round matchup in Tampa Bay against the Buccaneers. The Washington football team, I think they knock off Philadelphia despite that juggernaut of 4 games against Philadelphia and Dallas. I think their defense wins championships. So their defense is enough to knock off Philadelphia in a wild card round to advance to the divisional round. I got the Cardinals and Kyler Murray knocking off Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. We know Aaron Rodgers always leaves something to be desired in the playoffs. I think this year he loses in a wild card round. So Cardinals hosting Washington in a divisional round. Tampa Bay hosting Chicago. And then for the AFC, I've got Tennessee sending Baltimore home early in the wild card round. Buffalo sending Pittsburgh home. And then the Chargers being the lone underdog, low seed to win. I think they beat Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns in a wild card round, and which would send the Chargers to number 1 Kansas City, sends Buffalo to number 2 seed Tennessee in the divisional round. So for the divisional round and the NFC round, I've got Chicago falling to Tampa Bay, and Washington beating Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals, which would send Washington to Tampa Bay for the NFC championship. And in the AFC divisional round, I've got Kansas City beating the Chargers, and then Buffalo falling to number 2 seed Tennessee, which sends Tennessee to Kansas City for the AFC championship. And so for my championship round, I feel like Washington gets the best of Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Washington gets to the Super Bowl as the 6th seed, where they will run into not Kansas City, but the Tennessee Titans. I feel like the Tennessee Titans are loaded on offense, and they've got a little bit of a tougher defense than the Kansas City Chiefs do. So that's my Super Bowl right there. 6th seed from the NFC. Washington football team somehow making it to the Super Bowl against the number 2 seed, offensively loaded Tennessee Titans. But this is my kicker. You're probably thinking, oh, I'm going to take the Titans to win the Super Bowl. No. I feel like defense wins championships in Washington, pulls another NFC East magic, which the NFC East is known for doing that. The Giants did it against the Patriots a number of years. Philadelphia Eagles did it against the Patriots. The Cowboys, they haven't done anything in 25 years. Forget them. But Washington joins the NFC East mystique and pulls out a miracle Super Bowl win and gets to the Super Bowl and knocks off the Tennessee Titans and wins the Super Bowl. So that's my predictions this year. I feel like it's going to be a pretty exciting football season. I'm excited that it's back. There's fans in the stands. The stadiums are packed. Hopefully, with this Delta variant, we won't have to deal with a season ending short or the fans not being allowed to attend games and stuff like that. Or like last year, my biggest fear, we had so many different teams that were playing without enough players at depth or getting games moved around and stuff like that. Hopefully, we won't see any of that this year. I would like to see us play a real, legit football season, and hopefully it brings some exciting games, some exciting matchups, and I think it will. Yeah, I think we'll see some really exciting stuff from our rookies, a lot of veterans out there. But that's what I think. Well, as I said, Washington football team knocking out Tennessee to win the Super Bowl. That's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.